like, who is his grandchild to start asking him to start dictating what he wants?
That's why you talk about the competition between
exactly.
him and the grandchild.
Yeah.
So he said to his son's lawyer, who is the grandchild?
Yeah, to
challenge him
exactly
on Mohbad's
my husband's property. Yeah. But like, this is one thing that most people do not know, and you know, I was not even given the chance to talk. So I was not given the chance to say my own side of the story. So you know, so as much as I feel like, oh, some things need to be addressed. I still had the mindset that I don't know how people would react if I should talk, because without hearing anything from me, they've crucified me. They've said a lot of things about me.
Yeah.
So you know, that alone has, you know, made me, like, my low self-esteem to be very, very low, because you know, I no longer have the audacity to at least speak on things that really matters. Yeah. So I think that is one thing that has been causing the whole issue. The fact that Liam is in the picture. Yeah.
This is his grandchild.
It sounds strange to me also. You know, it doesn't sound weird to say it, but you know, I'm left with no choice. I just had to say it, because it has really gotten to a point that I speak up, I die in silence. Yeah, so I feel like me speaking up will be the right thing for me at this point.
Yeah. Your mother-in-law, what does she think about all of this?
My mother-in-law is, you know, she's a good mother. She has tried. I'm not gonna lie, she has really tried her best, and I feel like she cannot do more than what she has done. You know, she's been there for my baby. Like, she loved Liam so much, and she has been trying to, you know, bring the two parties together, but it's not working.
He's not listening.
Yeah, it's not. My father-in-law is not even listening.
So the thing is making my head want to explode.
It sounds weird.
It sounds so weird.
Yeah.
And you said people have been attacking you on social media. And you say it's affecting your esteem.
Yeah.
What are the things that people have been saying to you?
After the death of my husband, my father-in-law, like, he was even the death of my husband. That's called. He has, like, one way or the other linked the pattern, saying different things. Like, he has even, in one way or the other, linked the pattern after the death of my husband. It sounds weird.
It sounds so weird.
Yeah.
And you said people have been attacking you on social media. And you say it's affecting your esteem.
Yeah.
What are the things that people have been saying to you?
After the death of my husband, my father-in-law has been out there defaming me, saying different things. Like, he has even, in one way or the other, linked the paternity of Liam to the death of my husband. You know, he has, like, one way or the other, linked the paternity of Liam to the death of my husband.
How so?
Yeah, so he has, you know, I've been called different names, different defamatory names. He has called me a promiscuous woman. He has called me, like, different names. And you know, Nigerians, people tend to act based on their emotions. So many people tend to believe everything that he has been saying.
Please
and
stop.
I was not even given the chance to say my own side of the story. You know.
Please help me tap your screen. I beg you, please. Thank you.
And bloggers have done worse than good. Anything that would bring death to my name is what they post. You understand? I never knew social media could be as toxic as that. I never knew people could judge you even without listening to you. Do you understand? Because they don't even know me. People that do not even have a personal relationship about me tend to say, like, to have a lot to say. Do you understand? Like, from the second day I lost my husband up to this moment, I've been getting bullied online non-stop. I'm so thankful to the few people that put their mind into work to get to understand what these people are trying to do to me and my son. I'm so thankful to them, and at the same time, I won't blame the people that choose to act the other way around, because you know, my father-in-law has said a lot of things to convince them. Although there was no evidence for all of his accusations, but you know, he was so constant in defaming me. Like, he has granted over 50 interviews, if I'm not mistaken.
And you've granted now
so many interviews just to put people's mind into what you want to achieve. Do you understand? And he has, let me just say, he has succeeded so far, because at least, let me say, like, 80% of people now bullies me online without even getting to hear from me. And you know, that innocent baby too, the fact that people could believe the false narrative that was said about him, you know, and the fact that the person that is supposed to be his protector is now the one orchestrating this whole thing. Like he has been building armies to attack us, you understand? And it's so painful, but there's nothing I can do to it. It's like nothing, absolutely. I'm helpless at this point because I'm literally fighting for my life and the life of my child. So I feel like that is one thing, that is my focus, just to make sure that myself and my child, we are okay. I feel like that is the main reason why I'm here. Like I just need to speak up. Yeah. So that because I don't want to die. Because this same thing happened to my husband. He was constantly bullied, like he was being lied on. They almost cancelled him just because of different narrative, and he was unable to speak up too. Yeah. And he actually speak up, but most people do not believe him. And now he's dead. So I just realized that if my silence is not doing me any good because of that little boy. He will grow up to see all of this online, and he would ask me questions like, "Mommy, what did you do?" So I want him to grow up to see me doing this for him. Yeah.
The biggest thing that I think is what I've read your father-in-law has, I think there are two things that I have heard. I don't know if they are from him. One is that he has questioned whether yourself and your husband were married. Yeah. And two, he has questioned whether your husband is a father
of my child.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the first one, I know that as far back as 2003, if I remember correctly, a popular actress had gone online and confirmed that you guys were married.
Yeah.
What is the exact status of that marriage thing? Because I think that's the first thing that your mother-in-law
spoke about. Yeah, it was a traditional marriage,
which is recognized under the law.
Of course, it is.
Right. So it wasn't an introduction.
No, it wasn't. The funniest thing is that he was even the one that made that possible. I mean, my father-in-law.
How so?
That is the funniest thing, because left to me and my husband, we just wanted to live our life because we were young couples. Like I was 23 when I got pregnant, and so he was the one coming to us because that man is actually my friend. Like we were literally close.
I've sent some text messages.
We were very close. Like he's like a father to me. That is one thing that the media did not get to know. He's like he was my friend in that marriage. So he was even the one that came to me to tell me that now that I'm pregnant, that we need to get things done. That if I was to be his daughter, he would never allow me to train my child in my husband's house because he was not married, because he's not married to me. That I should go to my parents' house. I should get a list and send it to him.
So your father-in-law is the one that even encouraged you guys to.
That is the funniest thing. Left to me, I won't get married because I knew my husband loved me and he knows I love him too. So we just want to live our life. Right. So he was even the one that initiated that marriage.
Right. And he was present, of course, during the marriage.
He was the happiest. He called me early morning on my introduction, on my marriage, on my engagement day. I think around 6 a.m. He called me to pray for me. Like he was the happiest that day. He was the happiest.
And now he's saying that marriage did not happen.
Yeah, because my husband is not here to defend me. It's so sad. It's really sad. But that's the core reality I now have to face. It's really sad, honestly.
Then the one that sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine now. Thank you.
Okay. Then he questioned the paternity of the child.
Yeah.
How did you hear that your father-in-law was questioning the paternity of your child?
I got to know online.
So he came online and did a video.
He never called me. He never called any of the family members to ask for the DNA of Liam.
So he just came online and said, Mohbad is not the father of the child.
I swear to God.
Did you call him after that?
Of course I did.
And then what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He was just saying, why do you have to take Liam away from him? He didn't, I was expecting him to talk about the pattern, ask me for the DNA, I'm your daughter-in-law. He never did. Even when I called him, what he was telling me was, why do I have to take Liam away from him?
So it's like he's punishing you for...
Yeah.
Is there nobody in the family that can call him
to order?
Yes.
He's the head of the family. I think he should be in his late 50s. So he's the head. So I don't think there should be anybody somewhere that would, because he knows what to do, he knows the right thing. But he's just using the DNA as a tool to punish me, to punish my son and I. Yeah.
When's the first time he asked for a DNA test?
So when the DNA negative came out, at first I didn't take it serious because I was like, who is this guy asking for the DNA of my child? Like, who is in the grand scheme of things? Like, this guy is nobody to us. So why is he asking for the
paternity? Who is the person that asked?
I don't want to mention his name.
Right. Was this a blogger?
Like social media.
Social media content creators.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Then I was like, why is he asking for the DNA of my child?
Yeah.
So at first I didn't take him serious. Not until my father-in-law started talking about it, and I had to put a call through to him. I called him. I asked him again, like, Daddy, what really happened? Like, why are you doing this to Liam? And he kept on saying, why do you have to take him to my mother-in-law's place? Does it bear my mother-in-law's surname? Like, what effort do I have to take him to my mother-in-law's place and not his own house in Ikorodu? Is he not the owner of his grandchild? And I still try to tell him, Daddy, I'm scared because you've been going out there to say different things about me. But I'm scared. Like, you cannot keep doing this and expect me to bring Liam to you. Then he was like, okay, what's the problem? And he hung up. So I was expecting him to talk about the DNA, but he never did. So I think, the next day he went on live on TikTok, on Instagram live to talk about the DNA again. Like, he was trying to talk about it like almost every day. So I think 3 days after I called him again. Like, I wanted to ask him, like, what does he really want? Like, I really wanted to stop going out there to defame my baby, but he didn't pick up my calls. I called him repeatedly for like a week, but he did not pick up. So I stopped calling. So I think around November, he sent a message to my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent a message to my lawyer that I should bring Liam to him, that I want to perform a DNA test on him. So my lawyer sent it to me, and I told my lawyer that I am scared. Like, I'm scared to take my baby to him because he has gone out there to say so many defamatory things about me. He has said it publicly that he hates me so much. Like, he even went as far as trying to, like, I told him to get a court order, which he has refused, and no amount of bullying can make me take my child to him because I'm scared. Because I know people do not know the bad things he has been doing, because I didn't say anything publicly, like, I didn't address anything, because I feel like let me just be the bigger person in this situation. And so I think around February 2024, he submitted an application at the magistrate court in Ikorodu, DNA application. His lawyer himself and my lawyer were present. I was not there. So the court gave them a summon letter to give me. Yeah, and immediately they gave them summon letter. My lawyer walked up to them to request for it. They refused. They didn't give him. So my lawyer was able to try to convince them that they know I no longer stays in my husband's rented apartment, that they should just give it to him so that he will know how to get it across to me on time, so we can just get things done. But they insisted that they were not going to give him. And the next day they went to my husband's rented apartments. They pasted the paper on the wall. They took a picture and sent it to blogs, and blogs. It was all over blogs, and people started bashing me as usual because they actually thought the summon letter is a court order. Most people do not even know. If I was not in this mess, I wouldn't even know what a summon letter is. Because it was later that my lawyer made me understand that a summon letter is like an invitation letter. Like, I was invited to the court. So people started cursing me, saying, "Oh, now they have given me the court order. Now I am on the run. Now I'm nowhere to be found," because they really do not understand what it is, and because of the narrative that's been going on. So I think around April, we had a court sitting, and where we got to, because I was not present, so it was my lawyer, his lawyer, and my father-in-law. Then we had a court meeting, and the judge asked us to go home and mediate. That it is a family issue, and it is something that we could settle amicably, that we should just mediate, that he knows that both parties are angry, and we should just look for a way to talk about it and reach a conclusion. The two parties were unable to mediate. While all this was happening, my father-in-law was still going all out for Liam to paint the narrative like, oh, I'm still running, like, maybe like the DNA, like there's nothing, like I've not accepted to do it, like, yeah, like it's still going all out there to defame my baby as usual. And I think, yeah, So we were unable to mediate, and the court was adjourned till, I think, May.
Of 2024.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah. We went back to court again. The judge asked us to go back home
and mediate
again. The second
Were you in court on this day?
Yes, I was in court.
Right. And your father-in-law was also in court?
Yes, he was also in court.
So you saw him?
I saw him.
Did he talk to you?
No, he did not. So the second time, the judge asked us to go back to mediate, and we had a meeting. My lawyer, his lawyer, myself, and himself, like we sat down on the same table. And I told them that I do not have any issue with doing a DNA test. That I just want one thing for my father-in-law. And what I want from him is just please stop defaming Liam. Like, it makes me sad, that I wouldn't even mind if it's coming from outside that, because I feel like they don't really matter in Liam's life. But the fact that it is coming from his grandfather, it breaks me. And it's not something I can just, I really needed to stop it. Once I stop, I don't have any business. I don't have any problem with him. I will definitely get the DNA done. And he said it to my face, he said it himself, that he was going to stop. That day we had a conversation.
Right.
He said it
face to face. Yes. He told you he would stop.
Yes. I even tried to tell him about the people supporting him that has been bullying me and my child, and he told me on that seat that he does not know them. That in fact his lawyer wants to write some of them to stop working for him, because most of the things they do, he's not the one asking them to do it. He said it to my face, and I said, okay, no problem. The next day, my father-in-law went to Berekete to start defaming Liam again.
Sorry, I'm confused. So you're saying the court ordered you guys to mediate? After the mediation,
we went to Berekete.
You sit down with him. He tells you face to face.
The way we get seated here. That was how we started.
He's going to stop.
He promised me he was going to stop.
And the next day he was on Berekete Radio.
He went to Berekete Radio to start defaming Liam again, calling Liam. Said Liam is a Muslim name. Liam's placenta was given to the alleged father, to the alleged father, so many things again. When he knew so well that it was my husband that buried that placenta, because I could remember vividly, we were in the same room together, and he actually asked for the placenta, and my husband responded to him, saying his mother is not the one in that house, and he cannot trust him with his son's placenta, and he never argued with him. But because my husband is not allowed to defend his son.
Yeah.
He went on Berekete to say so many things I'm still running for the DNA. Even after we already had a discussion a day before. Giving the pressure I'm still running, I don't want to do the DNA. Just for people to keep bashing me. You just want that social media attention on me.
Yeah.
And trust people. Most people had based on their emotions.
Yeah.
And trust people to always come true for him. People kept on coming for me, bashing me, calling my baby different names. And I went back to court. I told the judge that to please help me to beg my father-in-law that there is one issue I have with him. And the issue is the fact that he's always going out there to defame me.
Oh wow.
Papa needs to go to the same interview. I don't know him.
The Baba needs
the fact that it is coming from that man, it is eating me, it is breaking me.
Yeah.
You don't understand. This man is supposed to be the one protecting him. This thing is strange. I've never heard of something like this before. A grandfather being mean to his grandchild that way. And the judge tried to speak to him to please stop. I'm not asking for too much. He has tried to take my right away from me as a woman. This is the least he could do. They should just please stop talking death on Liam's name. He promised me at the court that he was going to stop too. The next day he was on TikTok live, granting interview, calling Liam, saying Liam has bow leg. They don't have such a child in their family. Liam's face looks older than his face. Him that is almost 50, 60 looks younger than Liam. There's nothing he did not say. He said so many
on
things.
TikTok live.
It's the truth. It sounds funny, but I'm being sincere with you. All of these things, they are videos. I've been trying to delete those things out of my memories because the more I keep saying it, the more it's
content.
Yeah, it's.
I'm going to ask you a tough question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a tough question. Somebody's going to be watching this and they can say, So why don't you just do the DNA test?
So my lawyer wrote them a letter that his client is ready for the DNA. That is the beginning of the problem.
Okay.
My father-in-law granted like 15 interviews in a month.
So because he knows that you are not ready for the DNA
oh
test,
my
so
God,
he ramped
the
up
backlash was, oh my God, he went almost everywhere. Almost every TV station to talk about this DNA, to defame Liam, to say so many things that will convince people that, oh, truly this boy is a bastard. You know, yeah, he said a lot.
Okay.
He even went as far as saying my husband wanted to throw my baby inside Third Milan Bridge. There is nothing he has not said. I thank God for the spirit of resilience that he gave me. You know, it was not easy for me. Because, you know, I'm a mother. This is my child. After they received that letter. So his lawyer also sent a message to my lawyer. And they listed their conditions.
Conditions for what?
For the DNA.
I don't understand. Okay, what were the conditions?
So they listed so many things, but out of the conditions, they listed 3 things that I told my lawyer to take out of it, to remove, to decline. They said once the DNA is done, I shouldn't tell the public the result of it, the DNA. All of these things are written. They are written documents. He said I should not tell the public the result of the DNA. That should be between the 2 parties.
I don't understand. So you wanted you to go and do a DNA, and then not to tell the public that.
No, the thing is, he knows that Liam is his grandchild.
That doesn't make sense because
he knows that once DNA is done,
yes, the
attention will be shifted from him to Liam. You know, most people, they just want to know. Like most of my husband diehard fans just want to know if this child truly belongs to him.
So once they know, the matter is end.
He knows that the DNA. You know, that is the tool. That is the only tool he has been using to fight us. Yeah. And he knows that once the DNA is done, the attention will be shifted from him to Liam. Because you know, Liam is a baby. Yeah. He needs all the love and attention from people.
Yeah. So one of the things you declined was not to talk about.
Not to talk about to anybody, not even the press. Okay. Secondly, he said I should not sue him once the DNA is done. No, because he knows, like he has said so many defamatory words. Thirdly, he said he wants to be in Liam's life as his guardian.
The same Lillian that he had called a bastard and said he wants to throw away, that your husband wanted to throw away into the bridge.
Yeah.
And the same Lillian that you're saying is.
All of these things I'm saying is written in case you want to see.
Yes.
He said he wants to be in his life as his guardian. I told my lawyer to remove those things. I don't want to see it.
Any of those things.
Like any of those things. Like he should remove it. But my lawyer is an elderly person. He's also from Ekiti. So, you know, in one way or the other, they are combined, like they are bind together in one way or the other. So my lawyer said I should just please
accept them.
I don't accept the third one where he said he wants to be in Liam's life because, you know, he has a way of manipulating the public. That once the DNA is done, he might just go out there to start saying, oh, I don't want him to see his son, only surviving child. And, you know, I should just allow that to pass third one. And I said, okay, well, I hope you will not tell me that he wants Liam to come over to his house to spend the weekend. That any of their meeting, I must be there.
The lawyer said, of course.
Yes. And I said, okay, if that is the case, no problem. After they already reached an agreement, so we went back to court. We had another court sitting. I was not present at the court that day, but my lawyers, his lawyers and himself, they were at the court, and they told the judge that the 2 parties have reached an agreement. And even the judge, because my lawyer said the judge was even happy, so that we can just get things sorted and move on. So the lawyer had to tell my lawyer to call me on a video call so as to confirm if truly I am ready for it. And I spoke to the judge on the phone. And I made her understand that I'm ready for the DNA. The judge made an injunction. The judge is actually a woman, so she appointed one person at the court to monitor the process.
The DNA process.
The DNA process. And after the whole thing was done, my father-in-law and his lawyer raised their hands up to... I was not there. Like, it was what my lawyer told me. And they raised their hands up to tell the court that they have paid for the DNA since July. That they paid the same pathologist that did my husband's second autopsy. That they've paid him since July. And he will be the one to do Liam's DNA, a pathologist. So my lawyer raised an objection. And he told the court that he don't think that will be possible. They were not even sure if we're going to get the DNA done. So why would they tell us that they've paid in advance for things that they were not even sure of? And also, if we should accept something like that, like it is more like we are already working to an answer. And the judge also agreed with my lawyer that truly they should just look for a way to ask for a refund and get it done in another hospital, which they all agreed at the court.
Okay.
When it's not time for us to do the DNA. The same pathologist that the judge asked them not to use was who they said.
So I don't know about
a pathologist
do DNA tests.
like I'm surprised too.
Okay, so that does